So I spoke to my accountant. I realised that the numbers were starting not to look good. Uh,
Yeah,
Previously, I'd thought, well, one big placement and I'm back in the black again, But the key point is making that placement was looking more and more and more unlikely. So as a headhunter, you expect me to do research. So I did that. We're talking now, so I don't want to insult anyone's intelligence. It's a little bit obvious. So, I looked at you. I remember saying to you that I'd looked at another company that I won't mention that could magically make it go away, and don't you worry, which I was highly suspicious of.
yeah,
Highly suspicious of. In fact, my research led me to believe that at least one person in that company had been in front of up in court and all sorts of stuff. So that was a non-starter. That
yeah.
was a non-starter. So yeah, here we are, Shaun, talking, and the company is liquidated. There we go.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the Director First podcast. Today again we've got David who's happily agreed to jump on with us just to tell his side and obviously how we were feeling at the start during the whole process and obviously how he is now it's one's behind him. David, thank you very much for jumping on this with us, mate.
Pleasure, Shaun. No problem at all. No
Okay.
problem.
So then, just to kick this off, mate, can you give us a little bit of a background of obviously what you was doing before this? What was the industry and how was you
Sure.
finding it?
Okay. Well, um, I'm either a headhunter, if you like that word, or certainly a senior recruiter. So I was recruiting associate directors, working directly for CEOs and their directors within construction. It was going really well. I've been doing it before. The business had been running for years. I was running anything up to 8 searches, including one placement on the Houses of Parliament. Things going well.
Yeah,
I was just accustomed to taking several different briefs from my clients per month and going out and doing what headhunters do. However, the downside is that as a headhunter, I am directly affected by the economy. So if things happen, change of government, Donald Trump, call it what you will, cost of living, then the candidates will sit tight, construction slows down, and no way in the world is any respectable construction company or construction consultancy owner going to want to keep paying headhunter fees because we don't come cheap. You're looking at a minimum
yeah,
10 grand placement and it goes up, right? Normally
yeah,
with a
yeah,
deposit or a monthly retainer. So really, it fell off. It just, it was like someone pulled the plug,
yeah,
or going sweetly to less, 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 zero.
yeah. Just complete cut off.
Yeah, so that's what I experienced. Again, as you can see, I'm a fresh-faced teenager. I've seen this happen before, right? So I thought, yikes, this is not looking good. We need to do something here, and we need to do something quick because the bills don't stop
Yeah,
coming. Um, so that's what I was doing at that time, and that led me to looking at options, and liquidation is a scary word for a lot of people, I know. That is obviously a an option if you're a limited company. There we go. That's
yeah.
succinct, I hope, for you there.
Absolutely. Well, so, do you know what when it did stop and it fully stopped and then you stop? Like, what were the feeling of right? I need to look at options here. Like you said, of liquidation. Like you've just mentioned, mate, and a lot of people are probably thinking the same thing. Of it's a scary word.
Yeah, sure.
It's nervous. It's
Mm,
what, what was how was you feeling when you first realised that you had to look at that route?
mm. Yeah. Well, down and pissed off. Hopefully, we can get along with that word. Little bit like failure. That's a little bit of my own character there.
Yeah,
But yeah, I suppose a feeling of failure. What am I gonna do now?
yeah,
I'm fortunate in that I've got a pension coming in, but that wouldn't be enough for me to certainly wouldn't be enough for me to live anywhere near comfortably. So
Yeah.
yeah, not feeling good. Yeah, feeling a bit pissed off, mate. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that answers
Okay.
it. I think. Yeah.
And was there any fears at the time of other than what you just mentioned there? And
Yeah, yeah. The fears are really about people that you owe money to getting a bit arsy, really.
yeah,
Those that would be a major fear.
yeah.
But
So
I think just a reality check, just stepping back a little bit and thinking, hang on a minute, you set it up as a limited company with good reason, or you were advised to set it up as a limited company. And in my case, I'm not brand new to business, so um, I just stepped back, had a little think about it,
yeah,
and started doing a little bit of research, looking at options. Won't surprise you to hear I spoke to my accountant and amazingly happens to know an IP. Anyway, and obviously we now know that I didn't go down that route, but I'm not criticizing my accountant. His advice was correct,
yeah,
but it was
yeah.
down to me which IP I chose.
Of course, yeah. Ultimately, your decision on. I mean, the steps that again. Let's touch on that, mate. Because again, you've just mentioned it. What was the steps that you took when you realised that it was the route that you needed to go down?
Well, the okay, so I spoke to my accountant. I realized that the numbers were starting not to look good.
Yeah,
Previously, I'd thought, well, one big placement and I'm back in the black again, But the key point is making that placement was looking more and more and more unlikely. So as a headhunter, you expect me to do research. So I did that. We're talking now, so I don't want to insult anyone's intelligence. It's a little bit obvious. So, I looked at you. I remember saying to you that I'd looked at another company that I won't mention that could magically make it go away, and don't you worry, which I was highly suspicious of.
yeah,
Highly suspicious of. In fact, my research led me to believe that at least one person in that company had been in front of up in the court and all sorts of stuff. So that was a non-starter. That
yeah.
was a non-starter. So yeah, here we are, Shaun, talking, and the company is liquidated. There we go.
Yeah. You've just mentioned obviously you'd spoken to a couple of firms, and we always tell directors
Yeah,
when we say to
you
them,
did.
you speak to a few different people, you get the vibe from them,
Yeah.
and ultimately you get the gut feeling. What made you go with director first?
All right. Obviously, and again, we promise not to do the ultimate banter that we've been doing in the past, on a slightly more serious tone. But I think as you get older, your gut feeling or your judgment of someone can be quite good, actually.
Yeah,
You make less mistakes perhaps, and I felt that you were genuine,
okay,
and I also, again, you're going to have to pay me a sales thing here. I'm just joking, but I also checked you out,
yeah,
and I was happy with what I found out. And also, I saw some of your other stuff on YouTube, I think it was, and there was one guy. It's only one of the reasons I agreed to this. Only just one of there were a few, but there was one guy, and I remember him saying that he was in a seriously dark place. You know, actually thinking about suicide. Now that resonated with me because I've never been there, but as an ex-military guy, that sort of touches a certain button, and I thought that you, as a company, dealt with that really well. And if you get someone that's willing to say that to you and have it made public, you must have made an amazing impression on that person. So there we go. I've blown enough sugar in your direction, Shaun. Right, but
you've
there's
not,
an
mate.
honest, there's an honest answer to your question. I was, yeah, I'd say moved by that one,
Yeah,
and from what I'd seen, everything was going smoothly. There were no hiccups. No, oh, by the way, forgot to tell you that there was none of that. None of that,
yeah,
and it has ended up being as as good as I could have hoped for.
Well, just to give you an update on the guy that we see the video that you watched, we still speak pretty much every other day now, still,
Good.
on WhatsApp. He's doing brilliant. He is. He's really taking the life and he's smashing it. So, and he's great to see. And he'll love that. And he often says, if he can help one director make some decision, he said it was all worth it. And he'll love them words, mate. So we appreciate that. And obviously, with us, obviously, it was a while ago when you first made the inquiry. Again,
Yep.
it's the same. And again, we talk to you, we spend a bit of time. And then I just can't remember with yours, it was, right, we'll jump on a Google Meet and then, we'd just gone off a tangent of, right, so what cocktails
We couldn't get anything bloody serious done whatsoever. I put it down to you. It's you. It's not me. Yeah. But anyway, no. The banter's part of it, right? And I think that you're able to tell when the banter's good, and then we can change it to
Yeah,
getting the serious shit done.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
like we agreed to do today. So, we haven't done the jokes, and I'm holding back. Right.
you're doing really well with it. I'm waiting for it to come.
No, 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 I'm not doing it.
But, so, well, now you've blown a lot of smoke at me, which I really do appreciate that,
Okay, mate. All right. Okay, good.
I always enjoy that bit.
Mhm,
I mean, what serious side to it now,
mhm,
Mr. David, is the liquidation. Okay.
mhm. Yep.
Now, what was the process like for you? Going through it all.
Okay. Well, you warned. I think you used words like a mountain of paperwork, and uh, I didn't think it was a mountain of paperwork. I, I didn't. Um, so I filled in the questions you asked me.
Yeah.
I didn't get any surprises from the IP. Oh, there might have been slight duplication, one or two. It was so tiny. I don't even know why I mentioned it. It was so minor. Oh,
Yeah.
I already answered that question. Oh, yeah, so you did. No, there you go. Honestly, um, it the process was easy. It didn't feel like some sort of bloody, I don't know, some sort of inquisition.
Yeah.
The the questions that I was asked, totally logical to me,
Yeah.
totally. And as everyone I'm sure that's been in business will appreciate, that once it's liquidated, there's still going to be certain people sending you letters and they're behind the curve.
Yeah.
And what I've found, I don't think you're actually aware of this, that I just sent them to Joe. So Joe, I've received this. Oh, and it's an answer the same day. Look, don't know why they've sent you that. We've spoken to them. They said this. And, I can just get on with my day thinking they've got it. And I just crack on.
They're dealing with it.
Yeah, that's it. That is the feeling that I have.
Good. So, and I mean, looking back now. By the way, guys, I'm mindful of time with you, David, as
Oh,
well, mate.
no,
But
no worries,
but
no
but,
worries.
but looking back, i- is there anything that you would have done differently across the board?
No, no.
No.
I believe in researching things the best I can. I'm accused of being over analytical, and I am sometimes. As you know, I'm a golf nut, and I had a lesson today, and the golf pro said, "Oh, stop analyzing it, just hit the anyway." So, um, I did analyze it a lot. I reflect back on it now. I wouldn't have done anything differently. So part of my research was coming across your online presence must be good. I complimented you on, the marketing techniques that you're using. They're very good. I will copy some of them in recruitment. I thought it was that good. So I, no,
No.
no, I wouldn't have done anything different. And I don't regret getting in touch with you. Not at all. That's it.
Whatsoever. Yeah.
That's it.
And I mean, was there any like challenges during liquidation? And if there was, how did you find that I mean, if there was any challenges, mate, did you find it? how did we help you overcome them?
You know, we've touched on some personal stuff. So the fact that we can get along, have a laugh, and then get on with the serious stuff is absolutely great. You know, we had, let's call them grown-up conversations about options. What do we do? What, you know, how can we make it as smooth as possible? So yeah, that's how those challenges were overcome. And I recall having some questions, as you might expect. Yeah, they were just dealt with.
They were dealt with.
They were dealt with.
Right.
So,
Brilliant. And I mean, so this is it again. What advice, mate, would you give other business owners, for directors
yeah.
that might be
Okay.
facing the same as you did?
Well, first of all, don't wallow in this. Don't get yourself upset. Don't let yourself go into a really dark place where you don't want to be. Do your research. Like you said, Sean, fair enough. We all know how to use the internet and bloody AI and everything else. Look you up. Look up what others offer. Look at it. Does it seem credible? Does it seem credible that they can just, someone else, some other company can just tell all of the other, you know, the creditors that it's all just gone, tough luck? Does that sound plausible? You know, or do you actually need a an IP with a lengthy track record and pedigree? And then would you benefit from having a chat with a company such as Director First that does this all the time and hears multiple stories from different directors? So don't bloody lose sleep. Get in touch. Don't wallow in it. Get in touch. Have a chat with you or Chris. And I'm sounding like your chief marketing officer there, mate, but that's what I found. That's what I found. There you go.
We always say to directors, even on the first inquiry, mate, probably the same with yourself. Listen, speak to us. You know, it's
Yeah.
always in the strictest of confidence. We're always
Yep.
here to help, and we're always
That's
here
right.
to give you as a director, advice, guidance, and if something's going to bite you on the backside, you know, we're here to find that. We're here to look at it, find it, and address it there and then. Um, I mean, now it's all done. You know, forget about the past now. How are you now? You know, now it's all done.
Mate, I'm absolutely fine. It's a weight off my shoulders.
Good, good.
I Because I'm a headhunter, it came out of the blue. I helped a very senior candidate within the rail sector a little while back. He remembered me. He's so senior, he advises government. And as a result, he recommended me. Oh, I better not say the company.
No,
Let's just say a public rail body. He recommended me to be their headhunter for a complete fleet renewal director. So
brilliant.
this guy will be earning 200K plus, and I am the appointed headhunter for that.
Yeah,
Now, as it happens, I have other things that I do, what I wouldn't want to bore everyone with, but yeah, I feel massively relaxed. My kids that are grown up say, "Wow, Dad, I haven't seen you like this for years," and there you go. I'm looking okay. I'm looking at myself now, thinking, "Yeah, I look pretty chilled. Not look too bad for 61. Crack on." You know what I mean? So there you go. That's what I'm thinking.
that's some pina coladas you was having before, weren't it?
I'm a Somerset boy, mate, with a gluten allergy, so it's back to cider now. There we go. We got one in at the end.
I'm a Somerset boy with a gluten allergy.
Yeah, yeah,
That'll be the caption to this video when it
yeah.
gets
Well,
released.
I didn't drink cider before, but it's such an obvious one. Right.
Oh, we nearly did it. We nearly got the way
Yeah,
through, but
yeah,
yeah.
not completely. Yeah, you cracked me up at the end there. Your face, because you were holding it back, but it didn't work, did it? You crumbled.
Last couple of questions.
Go
If
on,
I
mate.
if I can do these.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you do
It's
your
not
credit.
cider, it's just
It's
lime and water. Right.
just lime and water. Is there is there anything else that you'd like to share about your experience or about working with us? Anything else you want to add, mate?
It's easy. It's straightforward. The job gets done, and you're a friendly, credible couple of guys. There you go.
Thank you very much, mate.
That's right.
Well, that, and again with timing, I think we've done well with this with
We've done all
timing,
right.
mate.
Got to take my
So
wife's chihuahua to the groomer. This is bloody important, Shaun. Come on.
I thought the Chihuahua may have made an appearance, but obviously if it's got to go to the groomer, it's not.
Have
Or
you
could
got
it make an
Pixie?
appearance?
Can you let me have her? I'll show her to you. Yeah. Can you grab her, babe? And yeah. Well, she's not looking her best because I'm
Well,
taking her to the groomer now.
I went
She's
last
coming.
night.
Was that a conditioner? Right, here comes the dog. Hang on, mate.
Here
Hang on.
we go.
Here we go. Right now, Pixie, this is Shaun. Right now. Oh,
Nice to meet you, Pixie.
now she needs a groom. Now.
Well, me and Chris, we strongly recommend just getting it all shaved off. It's so much easier in the mornings. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Do you use aftershave everywhere or some other sort of moisturizer?
Yeah.
Right.
I meant to moisturise.
Don't forget to moisturize. Right.
But I don't.
Hang on, mate. Right. Anyway, good stuff, mate. There we go.
David, thank you very, very much for this, mate. And this has panned out exactly how I knew it would,
Thanks, mate.
like it always
No
does
worries.
on every call with us. We start off prim, proper, and
Yeah,
in the end,
it just falls
nearly in
apart.
tears.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it falls
it just
apart.
goes. But I would like to end it with I appreciate you putting your faith in me right from the start, speaking to you and giving you guidance, mate. And again, any directors that are watching this, you know, we're here to help. We give free advice. We'll say exactly what you need to hear rather than what you want to hear. We're friendly, we're approachable. Yeah, we'll always stand by the director. And Dave, yeah, I wish you all the luck in the world with a future, mate. I really do.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, future's bright. Yeah, no problem at all.